It's the After the Show podcast, precious.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the After the Show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get your skate every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Alrighty, hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. It is a Tuesday. We got the Bird back with us here today. Good to see you, Jay Bird. That's right. Got a lot of interesting things here on this April Fool's Day that is going to be going off. It's going to be a very frustrating afternoon of going through fake stories for me.
My kid lives for a day like this, though.
He does,
Just
huh?
brace yourself if you've got kids that are very pranky because they're going to be trying to pull fast ones on you.
Okay.
Just laugh and let them think they got you.
Their kids love a prank, don't they?
Love a prank.
Yeah, especially when it's on mom or dad. And, you know, they're so damn clever.
I'm easy to prank, too, because I'm so scattered, like trying to multitask and
Right.
do 5 things at once, and I'm not paying attention to anything appropriately.
Pranks are best for people that have a lot of free time because you're able to scheme and sit and plan and put it all together. Yeah, people are just running from one thing to the next or just trying to survive life. Yeah, you and I are great victims, Virginia.
Great victim.
Yeah. Hate to say it out loud, but it's the truth. Got a bunch of emails here today. We were talking right at the end of the show again. Dubai chocolate is now Dubai, cookies? Is that what they're doing? So they got Dubai everything now. I don't know what the Dubai connection is. Is this how they just do chocolate in Dubai?
I don't know.
But Engineer Keith had said, it's good. It's not moan on camera good. Would I buy it again on purpose? Yes, I would, but I wouldn't spend $20. It's not that good. He got it from a vendor at the South Florida Fair. That's probably bulk candy because they're probably the ones that have it. In West Palm Beach, they're the one place that has it. But they've bought it from someplace else. They're not making it in-house, which I think some other places in South Florida are.
Gotcha.
He did say the phyllo dough is crunchy and it's evenly distributed in the pistachio cream.
Ooh, I love that. I'm a big pistachio guy.
You are, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, he said, I really like the texture because it's different. Also, the pistachio cream tastes like almond because that's what most pistachio-flavored ice cream is actually backed up with.
I love that kind of ice cream as well. It's kind of fancy. I think you'd be proud of me about that.
It's very fancy.
Better than my cookies and cream I usually eat.
Ugh, cookies and cream.
You don't like cookies and cream?
Nah, it's not elevated enough.
How do you guys feel about butter pecan?
Not my favorite. Very old lady-like.
It is old lady-like. My grandma Beulah used to always have it. And I kind of tried to hate on it. I'm like, I don't think it's that bad.
Butter pecan's okay. You know what's better? Pralines and cream. That's good. Or now they're doing sea salt caramel. Ooh,
So
that's good.
The one you guys are talking about, the pralines, and the other one you were talking about, the old lady kind, I like it for about 4 or 5 bites. And then all of a sudden, I feel like they're overly nutty. They're over pecan-y.
I don't want too many pecans.
Yeah.
I like it to be more creamy and caramelly and gooey. Sometimes the nuts get in the way.
Because there are some foods, they're great for 4 to 5 bites. And then on that 6th bite, you're like, nah, this is shit.
Yeah, there are some foods that are amazing for 2 bites. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. And then you have another one and you're going, okay. It was good, but it wasn't as good as that first bite. And then by the time you get the 3rd or 4th bite, you're like, okay, it's just too overpowering. I think I'm done now.
I'm like that with pineapple. Like the first 4 or 5 pieces of pineapple, I'm like, oh, this is good. And then I think I'm allergic to it. I think I start breaking out in hives.
A lot of people are allergic to pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Well, it is acidic, right? Doesn't it eat your skin
Yeah.
away?
If you leave it, like in your mouth or on your skin, it's not good for you.
Yeah, it's actually kind of terrifying.
But it's good, though. Like pineapple juice, when it's not in a can, is done very good. I like it.
And
I like it in a pina colada.
And I think there's something about it when it hits the acids in your stomach. I think it might be kind of battling back and forth. There's a reason why it doesn't eat you from the inside out, and I can't remember what it was. I think I remember reading that one time. I was like, ugh.
It's great if you have an ulcer.
Yes. I just remember whatever I read, I cut down my pineapple. I was like, well, this thing is trying to kill me. Why would I eat it?
Red velvet cake is another one. I love red velvet cake until about the 5th bite, and then something about the cream is almost too sweet.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like if it's cream cheese icing, I could just eat that straight. Hold the cake, just ice me up.
And then there are things I eat that I couldn't stop. Even when I'm full, you fight through the pain because it's so good.
So good, yeah. My grandmother's peanut butter pie was like that, where if you ate the whole piece, I'm one of those people, and I don't know if everybody gets this. It might just be because I'm sugar sensitive, but I can tell when I've had a lot of sugar because I get almost like a hot flash.
Yes.
That makes sense. I'm getting hot. I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's your own version of menopause.
It is. I'm like,
Yeah, titty sweat.
I've had it my whole life, though. And it's like, even when I was young, I'm like, what is this flush feeling? What is going on here?
Me and Denny's get that with, oh man, we got the sweet sweats.
Yes.
You start to sweat.
Gotta get hot. You're like, this is a lot, man. And Kelly said there's a bakery shop in Stewart where you can get a full bar of the Dubai chocolate for $20. So, yeah, some places are a little bit more affordable than others. Yesterday, we were talking a good bit about my tincture that I do, which I love, and went in on that. But some people have some questions, like Michael. It said, with your tinctures, I know you take it to go to bed, but have you ever woken up to go pee? So you're kind of like mid-high during midnight peeing? Have you woken up stoned off your ass? Yeah, I have now tried to prepare myself because as you get up, you don't want to go too fast because you're like, ooh, because you're in that woozy.
Feel a little woozy.
You're a little woozy, a little discombobulated. And I remember one time I went with a full head of steam and I walked right into the wall.
Oh.
And woke the queen up, and she woke up cackling.
Yeah,
She's like, did you hurt yourself? Ha, 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 ha. She was so amused.
that can happen.
Just loved it.
If you take some strong edibles and
Yes.
you pass out and then you wake up, and, whoa, where the fuck am I?
Where's my pants?
Exactly.
Who's this lady?
Right. So, yeah, and I got a lot of other emails, too, about somebody had given a link yesterday to go and get your marijuana medical card, medical marijuana card.
Tink-a-link?
Yeah, basically.
It will make you feel so much better having it. It really will. It really doesn't. We know someone you could go to. It is not hard at all. It's very easy, very smooth. It was a great experience.
Okay. Yeah, it was easy. And as far as the exact tincture, I mean, I can get the brand in here, and some people had sent some emails. I'll try to get to that later today if I can.
And depending on the dispensary, each dispensary kind of specialize in their own thing. Where you'll go to one that's really more known for your tinctures or things that are going to put you to sleep, or your edibles, or if it's more of a flower. I think they all have pretty much everything, but some specialize a little bit more in certain kinds of products.
Okay.
With better deals as well.
Yeah, and Denny's had a really great suggestion yesterday, too, if you had missed it, where he goes in a lot of times, they do BOGO deals, and so he'll buy the one that he knows is a staple and what it does with him, and then he'll experiment and try something different with the freebie.
Oh, when you first get your card, they run next level deals with each dispensary. You go to one and they'll go, okay, we'll give you blah blah blah, and it's a great deal. You go to the different one, they're going to give you another deal that has nothing to do with that other dispensary.
So newbie deals.
Newbie deals are usually your best.
Yeah, Dennis was dropping a
business.
bit of that yesterday, saying because, you know, a lot of it's trial and error and trying to see what you like. And so go and experiment. And that's the best time to do it. When you get that card initially, and then when you get BOGO deals, that's when you kind of branch out. But look, I'm in a sweet spot when it comes to sleep where I'm like, I'm good. I got something that's working for me. And unless my body adjusts and it becomes not effective, then I'm set for a while.
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I was just watching one of those body cam videos, and it was recent, and it was a girl in Florida who got pulled over, and she had weed in her car, but she had the tanks also in her car, the oil tanks.
Okay.
And you get those when you get a card. I mean, they're part of the whole thing. But if you don't have your card, it's considered a felony.
Get out of here,
Really?
really?
If you do not have your card, and Dennis can
Damn.
back me up on that. I'm not sure if they're trying to change that, but that's what the officer kept saying. He goes, do you know if you don't have your card and you're not registered to be a weed smoker in Florida and you've got your tank, this is considered a felony. I was like,
Yikes.
whoa.
Well,
But
that's
then he
kinda
goes
crazy.
in the other breath, he goes, just don't lie to me. We don't care about weed. We don't care about weed. I think they care if it's a shit ton and it looks like you're selling it.
Yeah, they're more about people who are, and they probably always will be, because I think what they're going to be policing is they want to give out licenses, and they want, people who are approved by the state to do this, because that's going to be a money-making racket on top of it. So anybody else who's not is going to be cutting into their money, and they're not going to like that.
And I apologize if I get that wrong about the ink tanks, but I thought that's what they were saying. I thought me and Denny's talked about that before, too, that you go, really? You get in so much trouble for a weed tank? And I think you will if you're not legally
Carrying the car.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just a PSA out there.
Yeah, it's probably worth the investment to
It
do.
is.
I even heard even if they do the recreational marijuana, it's probably just, best to have it. I did see that lawmakers are again considering strict regulations on euphoria-inducing hemp products now targeting THC-infused beverages.
They are. I mean, so many people are drinking these fucking things now.
Yeah.
You tried them? They're good?
Oh, yeah, the nowadays. We've talked extensively about that.
I might have bought some more. I don't know.
Are you sticking with that same brand, or are you trying other brands?
I've done 2 different brands. The nowadays taste good. The other brands those are more in a can. They didn't taste that great, but
Nowadays seems to be the ones running away with it right now.
The cool thing about the nowadays was there's no hangover.
Yeah.
Because it looks like you're drinking alcohol, but it's not.
Huh.
Yeah. They say these drinks, widely available in stores and online, were excluded from last year's vetoed bill. The new Senate proposal would require THC beverages to be distributed by alcohol wholesalers and sold by liquor license retailers, capping THC at 5 milligrams per drink. Supporters argue it brings oversight, while critics fear it will hurt the industry and limit consumer choice. The House is also considering bills that would impose a 60% excise tax on hemp products, excluding beverages, and regulate THC drink sales. Both chambers' plan include age restrictions, childproof packaging, and product testing while banning synthetic hemp products. Some of those synthetic hemp products seem like they're a little whack, right?
Yeah.
It's really not what I would want to ever do or be involved in. I always talk about that gas station weed they used to sell.
Right, yeah.
That synthetic. I saw some people really get sketched out on that shit.
They would go nuts on it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So that's kind of where that's going. So you have to figure that anytime you get something good like that, and it seems to be unchecked, someone is going to step in to try to regulate it.
I do wonder if you were to grow a plant or 2 in your backyard, how much trouble do you get in? I mean, are you going to prison? Is that jail? Is that just a ticket?
Yeah.
What's the deal on that?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think when they're doing the recreational, didn't that include allowing you to grow a certain amount for at-home use?
I wasn't sure if Florida passed that. That, again, would be a Denny's question. I don't want to be giving all this wrong weed information.
Yeah.
People go outside and start farming. Denny said.
Yeah, and our Jay, we're talking about the... Yeah. Double check anything I'm saying, please.
Mm-hmm. And a couple other things I got to check here. I got an email from Anna. She said, yeah, you were talking about the guy that was at the Festa Italiana in Wellington on Saturday, and how he was the baby in the baptismal scene in the movie The Godfather, the original. And it was just amazing. This guy has made a whole career off of this claim to fame, and he was up there singing on the stage. You could see him doing this lovely tune with scenes from the movie The Godfather playing behind him. My pube what? Lovely, isn't it?
Always.
Yeah.
Philippe
I think you
Ferrari.
hear me screaming right there.
Yeah, you were up there drinking it in. You're right at the front of the stage.
Oh, he was doing I Did It My Way.
Yeah, he was.
I'm a big Frank Sinatra fan.
He was. So, yeah, I had said that. In fact, I texted my dad right away. I had that video that you just saw and heard. Sent to him. My dad loves the Godfather movies, and he especially loves that scene because they're christening the baby, and you got Michael Corleone there, and that's when he really takes out all the other mob families, and so it's going down during the christening. So you have the juxtaposition of something holy and this guy kind of putting on the show and what he's really like as they're just mowing down one mobster after another. And so it's a great scene. And then I got this email from Anna, and she said the Godfather baptism baby was actually the director's daughter, Sofia Coppola.
So
Not the singer dude from the Festa Italiana.
So on Philippe Harari's website, it says Philippe was cast as the baby in the film The Godfather as Sonny Corleone's son.
Okay.
It was unforeseeable at the time that this would become one of the greatest pictures of all time, but it is the source of great honor today for him to be Sonny Corleone. Is that how you say it?
Sonny was James Caan's character.
It was, yeah. So it just is a different baby.
Different
then. It wasn't,
baby.
Yeah, it wasn't the baby from the christening because that was Sofia Coppola.
All right, so we ain't got no fraud father going on here.
No.
Right, okay. So it's just the wrong baby.
There's many babies in the movie, probably.
Yes. So not the one from the christening scene.
But from a different scene as Sonny's son.
Okay. All right, thank you for that, clearing that up. Another debate we had yesterday, and people still bringing it up, was the win that happened on Friday in the No Name movie game for Virginia. She used the word line to describe the movie Borderline, and whether that is fair or foul. And David said, technically speaking, borderline is a compound word. And by definition, compound words are words made of two or more words together. Therefore, borderline does, in fact, have the word line in it. Shouldn't count. Bird should be the winner.
Whoa!
Yikes.
I missed a lot yesterday.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Crazy.
You take a day off and look at what happens.
Gosh.
Come back a winner.
Oh my goodness. And that was a streak, too.
Yeah.
That was kind of a big win.
It's a big win.
Wow. Look, it's over. It's part of I must say that's part of wrestling. It's not wrestling.
That's part of wrestling.
I look at No Name movie game as wrestling for some
I know, right? Well, there's a belt. It's got everything in it.
There's cheating being called.
Smack talk.
Oh, duping.
Yeah.
Wrong decisions.
Yeah.
All right. I like it. A little controversy.
Yeah. So it's, a possible acknowledgement of a rule stipulation is still in play. We'll see how it goes in time. It might be something that we have to put as a bylaw.
It's so good if this was wrestling, though, because now you're the champ. And she shouldn't be the champ. I can't believe this shit.
Yeah. There we are.
Did Panda watch WrestleMania at all over the weekend?
He was watching something last night.
Oh my gosh, I watched a clip of it, and I gotta tell you, I got back in it. It was a good 5 minutes of the shit I saw.
Really?
They did some good writing and brought back a lot of guys within 5 minutes, and I had a little wrestling boner yesterday.
Oh, you did?
John Cena turned heel.
Cena, you had The Rock, you had
Yeah.
The Undertaker involved. I mean,
Right.
it was Roman Reigns was involved. It was good, Kev.
Yeah, it seems like my son Cannon is into it as well.
The thing I love, they do this thing with The Undertaker. You hear this chime, dong, and everything goes dark, and then they never know that The Undertaker's right behind him. He's been doing it his whole career, yet they're so surprised.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's right behind The Rock the whole time, and Rock's like, what the hell's going on here? And he's like, Undertaker's right behind him. And then he choke slams The Rock.
Wow.
Then the lights go back out, you hear the chime, Undertaker's gone.
Wow.
It's good.
Where'd he go?
I loved it.
It's amazing.
Was Panda enjoying it?
Oh, yeah. You say you had a boner. Your friend had a boner, too.
Oh, we would have just, yeah.
Sword fought.
We would have sword fought our dicks together, yeah.
He was all into it. Yeah, they've been doing some good stuff. I know my son Cannon's been plugged in. He loved that. He's a John Cena fan, so him going heel, I guess, is a big deal.
Yeah, and I still can't tell because then I don't know if he doesn't like The Rock. What's going on? He hurt The Rock. The Rock hurt him. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I love it.
If it was real, The Rock would break The Undertaker in half.
The Rock is so jacked up. I cannot believe how big he is.
You might sneak up on The Rock, but you ain't hurting The Rock, Undertaker.
Well, The Rock's got to be in his mid-50s, right? He's got to be.
Yeah, I would say he's probably mid-50s because he was at the University of Miami, I think in 1992. He was there, and so he would be probably a good, probably about 2 to 3 years older than me, so he's probably 54, 55.
He's in fucking great shape.
Yeah, it is unreal to, considering what he does, and I was wondering, how much time he spends working out and recovery, and because I mean that's his thing. It's just his massive amount of size. But that was the one thing I knew when you do that, you may have the muscle, but your joints start to hurt, and even when I was doing it, my knees and everything else, I was just fine. You're just carrying around that weight. It's rough on your joints. You start to ache.
My brother, I was always jealous of his height because he's almost 6'7", and I go, dude, man, if I would have had that playing baseball, I mean, you could suck and be terrible, and they're still going to give you a shot because of your size. They think they can teach you how to play. He just told me, he goes, dude, the older I've gotten, I would pray to be 5'10". It's just so much weight after a while.
You're lugging around so much.
Yeah, he goes, I'm just tired. It hurts.
The burden of big.
The burden of big.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
I can see that, though.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Well, even with my mom, rest in peace, Mom, she would always talk about her boobs. She had big double Ds. Go, oh. She'd take off her bra and go, they're just killing me, my back. I wish they were smaller.
Yeah. But I guess somehow you can do it. There's some, like, Sylvester Stallone is still kind of jacked.
How are his boobs?
They look amazing.
He's not as tall, though. I mean, he is
a little bit shorter.
He's shorter, and I think that might help a little bit.
Yeah,
if you're compact, it's less to lug around.
Yes.
Right, but he's kept on pretty good size.
Oh, yeah.
For him as well. So, good for him.
People are talking about Ralston. Now he's getting bigger.
Yeah, Ralston's looking good over there.
That's the talk of the town.
He's back on the testosterone. His hair's on point.
No, boy.
Good for you.
He's eating a little bit of carbs again.
I want some testosterone.
Didn't you get some sex recently, too?
I'm kind of back in the game. It does kind of kick up the sex drive a bit, Virginia.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I like to see you over there getting it in.
Yeah.
I mean, we all want to see you get it in.
I hear you. It's a fun thing to happen for, at least me.
At least annually.
At least.
Yeah.
The Queen hates it, but for him, it's great.
Yeah. She just, don't worry, it doesn't take long. That's the good news for her. This will be over in a minute. We were talking a bit about earlier naming kids after celebrities. Apparently, this is kind of one of the big things again. Gen Z is loving it. So you're seeing a lot of kids named Justin for like Justin Bieber and Leonardo for Leonardo DiCaprio. And Shelby said, my son is named Ford Harrison, but it's not on purpose. We like the name Ford, and my father-in-law's middle name is Harrison. And so he just kind of wound up with that. Ford Harrison.
That kid's going to sew. He has to like Star Wars. He has to.
Or hate it.
Does he? Because I think Harrison Ford hates Star Wars.
Harrison Ford does hate Star Wars. You ask him any kind of dork Star Wars question, he's like, I don't know. It's a movie. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
He does not give a fuck about Star Wars.
Go outside and live your life. Stop caring about Star Wars so much.
He's an interesting dude. I saw a video of him last night riding the subway in New York. He was standing on the platform just, and this is probably why he doesn't. There's somebody with their phone out, and they're just holding it, like, right in front of him. And he's like, all right. And he, just trying to live his life. But he obviously clearly sees somebody just holding there with their phone right up.
Yeah.
Just blatantly filming him. And then they follow him right on the train. He's on the train, and they're just still filming him. And it's like, all right.
So do you think the Wookiee species ever...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one guy, John Boyega, who was in some of the Star Wars movies, kind of put him on blast. He was on a podcast, and he said that the Star Wars movies were, quote, the most widest elite space. He said fans have trouble with black characters playing leads, and he says they're okay with us playing the best friend, but once we touch their heroes, once we lead, once we trailblaze, it's like, oh my God, it's just a bit too much. They're pandering.
He don't speak for me. I'm a Star Wars fan. I don't feel that way in the slightest bit.
Yeah, he does admit that being cast in the newer trilogies was a fundamental moment in his career, but he said, yeah, that's just basically underlying racism throughout Star Wars, where they don't allow the black people to take the lead.
As a fan, I just want to see a good story.
Yeah.
I don't care who's on the screen.
Yeah.
I just want a good story. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say when it comes to all that stuff.
Right. I'm surprised on his take on that. I mean, he was, would you say he was, it was almost like he was co-starring though, right? With Ray.
I blame a lot of it on that Rian Johnson. The one movie that really turned me off, The guy took on the whole Star Wars thing and wrote something completely different and fucked everything up. I mean, not only did he fuck up Finn's character, which is his name in the franchise, he fucked everyone's character up. He was just, and he didn't care either. He doubled down against the fans. I'm talking about the Ryan Johnson dude, or Rian Johnson. If you just didn't like it, you were either you didn't like women or you didn't like someone of color, and you were considered racist or sexist, and that's just not true. Now, I can't speak for other people. I didn't like that movie because I hated the storyline.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering why they handed over such a valuable franchise to some of the people that they did. Because, I don't know. I know some people do love it. Maybe I'm not the best person to ask.
It's taken a major hit, man.
Yeah, at least for old fans. And it doesn't, because when I was a kid, just even kind of looking at it now, Star Wars is popular. There's no denying it. But my gosh, when I was a kid, it was all consuming. I mean, it was everywhere. Everything was Star Wars. It was so dominant. And maybe it's because you didn't have as many movies, and that's what it was. But yeah, it felt like it was bigger then in the early to mid 80s than it is now.
Sometimes all it is I just didn't like the storyline. There's nothing deeper than I just didn't like the movies.
Yeah, I don't mind.
That's all it is.
Yeah, I'm cool, whatever. But yeah, I guess, you kind of put them on blast. And so that's his take on it. We're also talking about having a pet in your class. And my wife, she teaches first grade, and they've got a bearded dragon. They have got a turtle named Skittles. They got 2 fish. One text said, my son's class had a hamster. It got loose one day, and while trying to catch it, one of the kids accidentally stepped on it.
No.
And it was so traumatic for the class. My son came home with blood on his shirt because he had tried to revive it. It was terrible. What is he doing?
No.
Mouth to mouth on a hamster.
What are your guys' stances as parents if you have a child and the pet dies and you have to tell them about it? Do you tell them exactly what happened? Are you honest with them? Do you say all dogs go to heaven? What's the best approach for that?
I think it depends upon where you're set as a parent. But for me, I would rather just be like, hey, this is it, and use it as a life lesson to say, hey, this is what we do, and we live, we're born, we die, and that's what life is.
Circle of life.
Yeah.
I know someone that tried to take the hamster and replace it and act like it was the same hamster. And the kid knew, man.
They do. And then at that point, the kid is just saying, well, my parents, I don't know what I can trust now. Because, if you try to lie to me on this, what else are they going to lie to me in? So
you can trust no one, kid. Let me just tell you that.
They're going to lie to me about the tooth fairy. Believe me.
Yeah.
Found that out the hard way, Virginia.
And Diana said in 5th grade, our class had a pet tarantula, and he would crawl around our desk and then climb up our arms and sit on our shoulders while we worked.
Oh, my.
Oh, hell no.
That is freaky. Could you imagine Denny's in that class?
Oh, my gosh. Denny's in a tarantula class. We could get a tarantula here for the studio. Wouldn't that be awesome as we're doing the show? A tarantula just crawls up on our shoulder. And could you imagine Denny's over there doing a round of Do It, Bitch?
He couldn't do it.
He's got to get a certain category in 10 seconds as a tarantula sits on his shoulder.
I honestly would step in as his friend and say, Kev, we can't do that.
It's just that's what would break him as a man.
We really can't do that. I wouldn't even be enjoyable for me to even see him go through that.
It feels like it would just be torturous.
It would be.
I think we'd see him break down right in front of us.
Welcome to the KVJ Show.
I mean, I guess we all do have to have at least 3 mental breakdowns on the air, but I just don't want to see it happen with him.
He hasn't had enough.
No, he really hasn't had any. I like to keep it that way.
He keeps it together.
I'll pass my quota.
Yeah.
You'll take his.
Yeah.
Big Prince of Peace says most tarantulas are friendly.
They just look horrifying.
Exactly. Kind of like how most clowns are friendly. Still scare the shit out of me.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, you look at things. I think I'm friendly, but I'm kind of horrifying.
Aww.
So you know what? Maybe I need a tarantula.
You
We're
are
kindred
not.
spirits.
You are,
Yeah, I get you, dude.
Take that back. You are
Now
not.
I know what you're going to be for Halloween.
A tarantula. We're the same.
I'm getting you a spider costume.
Very friendly. It feels like it'd be a lot. I think I've seen those. Don't you have like your
You
two
have
arms?
so
and you
many
have, like,
arms.
so many arms dangling off of you.
And the tarantula's the one with the fur on it, right?
Yes.
See,
It
that,
is, yeah.
that alone right there, it brings up being scared 1,000%.
It's also got those fangs. It's got fur and fangs. The fur and fang combo.
If we had any balls, we got a recluse up in this piece.
Fuck that.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's just that's some crazy stuff. Not
People
for
get
me.
bit by a recluse and it's still affecting them 3 years later.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, some of that stuff where their flesh falls off and all that kind of crap. I'm like,
And you never know. There could be one in your bed.
Yeah, that's what's crazy, huh?
That's so crazy.
Well, we kind of called it and knew it was coming, but Hooters filed for bankruptcy last night. They're going to restructure. They plan to sell more than 100 company-owned restaurants to 2 franchise groups that currently operate locations in Tampa and Chicago. Together, I guess these 2 groups already manage about a third of the franchise Hooters locations in the U.S. The buyer group is backed by some of Hooters' original founders, and it pledged to take Hooters back to its roots. I don't know what that means, but they were kind of running off like some of the stuff they're going to do. I think they're going to replace the uniforms and...
Good.
But the other one was they wanted women to feel more welcome. So I guess if a party walks in and there's a woman, they're going to greet them first or something like that. I was like, wait, what?
That's how they're going to make it better?
I was like, yeah, you think that's all you got to do? Like, that's the secret?
How about you use some Windex on that door? Because
Right.
it looked like no one cleaned it for about 9 months.
Yeah, and Hooters, I mean, the name and everything, you can't make it that classy, can you? Because it just doesn't fit.
Yeah, you'd have to change it to something a little classier.
Like jugs.
Or titties. I was going to say titties, but yeah, jugs is better. Imagine if you did. We're changing, we're rebranding, we're calling Hooters titties.
It's a ballsy move. But
It's a ballsy move in 2025.
I respect it. I would go see what they got going on at Titties.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you would do if we were sitting around having a board meeting right now for Hooters on how you're going to save it.
I think we all agree pantyhose gots to goes.
Pantyhose are so lame. Nobody wears pantyhose anymore.
Well, I feel like if you're just always running food and shit and you're going in the kitchen, wouldn't you get a little, I don't know, kitchen crotch? with the pantyhose?
Yes, it's not good. The vagina needs to breathe.
I would say you would just wing atmosphere in the air. You don't think that goes? I don't know. I just feel like the pantyhose would almost capture and
Breed bacteria.
Yeah, keep all that in there.
So you're thinking a lot of Hooters waitresses have yeast infections?
Those are your words.
Yeast beast.
Those are your words, Kevin. I'm asking some questions.
They say they expect to complete the deal and emerge from bankruptcy in 3 to 4 months. They've lined up about $35 million in financing from their existing lender group to complete the transaction. And yeah, they're going to try to keep it going. But, you know, you look at all the other places, your TGI Fridays, your Red Lobster, your, Buca de Beppo. A lot of these places are already struggling. And they say the restaurant prices have risen about 30% in the last 5 years.
I think that's a big part of it is the money. It really, I mean, everything has gotten so expensive as far as restaurants.
You're right.
Even just regular pizzas, man. I mean, I'm not shocked anymore seeing a $20 medium pizza.
Right. Yeah.
Which is what's happening out there.
It is.
So I guess they're going to try to give it a run, but I just don't see what they're going to do. Where you're going to be like, going, man, have you been to Hooters lately? This place is great.
Oh my gosh, the pantyhose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's got wing.
She's got mad clam disease. You keep that thing too locked up with pantyhose and there's this nylon shorts and
Yeah.
I mean that thing needs to breathe.
God forbid we spill a little clam chowder On the thigh?
Clam on clam?
Clam on clam? I mean, good luck cleaning that up.
If they just went all out and said, okay, we've already exploited the top, let's flip it around and go with beavers.
You call it beavers instead.
Yeah. Does that have a better chance of working than Hooters?
I'll tell you what, I'm at the board meeting right now and you got my attention.
Okay. Where our waitresses may or may not be wearing underwear.
In what world are we at the boardroom?
Oh my gosh, you're right.
And who's the guys that put their money in this? Like, how do you look at this and go, yeah, this feels like a good place to put my money?
Yeah, that's just where I don't see it right now. As an investor, and maybe they're already in it enough, or they're like, all right, well, let's just try to keep this thing going because we're already so invested. But
Only thing I can think of is just in certain areas in the country, Hooters hits a little bit harder than it does down here, maybe.
well, I mean, it was created in Clearwater, so
Well, fuck.
yeah,
It's ours.
yeah, it's a Florida-based thing. I think it might be in Atlanta now.
It's a homegrown titties.
Yeah,
Yeah, dang.
It was
Our own
birthed
backyard.
We made you.
yeah, that's it. Well, good luck to Hooters. We'll see how it winds up doing. All right, y'all, enjoy your April Fool's Day. We'll see you back here tomorrow when it's not. Goodbye.